Please consider supporting our channel by liking this video and subscribing for more content. Anastasia, Unraveling the Mysteries of a Lost Princess. Anastasia Nikolaevna was the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra of Russia. She was born on June 18, 1901, in Peterhof, Russia. Anastasia had four older sisters, Olga, Tatiana, Maria, and her closest sibling, Grand Duchess Maria. She also had a younger brother, Tsarevich Alexei. Anastasia and her family were placed under house arrest following the Russian Revolution in 1917. In 1918, they were moved to Ekaterinburg, where they were eventually executed by the Bolsheviks on July 17, 1918. The details of their deaths remained a mystery for many years, and there were rumors and speculations that Anastasia might have survived. In 1991, the remains of the Romanov family were discovered in a mass grave near Ekaterinburg. In 2007, DNA testing confirmed their identities. Anastasia's remains, along with those of her family members, were interred in the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral in St. Petersburg, Russia. Anastasia Nikolaevna has been the subject of many legends, books, and movies, including the well-known animated film Anastasia released in 1997. The fascination with her life and the possibility of her survival has captured the imagination of people around the world. However, the scientific evidence conclusively proves that she did not survive the execution. Anastasia Nikolaevna, often called Anastasia Romanov, was known for her spirited and mischievous personality. She had a reputation for being the most playful and adventurous of her siblings. Anastasia was known to be an energetic and lively child, often engaging in pranks and jokes with her sisters. During their time in captivity, the Romanov family endured difficult conditions and were subjected to increasing isolation. Despite their circumstances, Anastasia and her siblings tried to maintain a sense of normalcy by continuing their education, reading books, and playing games. Anastasia and her sister Maria were very close and shared a room together. They were known for their strong bond and often referred to as the little pair. Both Anastasia and Maria were known for their beauty, and they were considered the most vivacious and outgoing of the Romanov sisters. The treatment of Tsar Nicholas II and his family during their captivity varied over time and depended on the circumstances and the individuals in charge of their confinement. Here is an overview of their captivity and the treatment they received. Following their abdication in 1917, the Romanov family was initially placed under house arrest in the Alexander Palace in Tsarskoye Selo, near St. Petersburg. Their living conditions were relatively comfortable, and they had some freedom within the palace grounds. They were attended to by their remaining loyal servants, and they maintained a semblance of their royal lifestyle. In August 1917, they were transferred to Tobolsk in Siberia, where they resided in the governor's mansion. The conditions there were more restrictive, and they were subjected to closer monitoring by their Bolshevik captors. They experienced a loss of personal freedom, and their contact with the outside world was limited. In April 1918, due to fears of advancing anti-Bolshevik forces, the Romanovs were moved to Ekaterinburg and placed in the Apatiev House, also known as the House of Special Purpose. Their captivity in Ekaterinburg was characterized by increasingly harsher conditions. They were confined to a few rooms on the upper floor of the house, and their contact with the outside world was severely restricted. The Romanovs' captors employed stricter surveillance measures, and they were subjected to constant guard presence. Their personal belongings were confiscated, and they were deprived of many comforts and privileges they had previously enjoyed. Their health also deteriorated due to the stress, confinement, and lack of proper medical care. The exact treatment and conditions during their captivity in Ekaterinburg varied depending on the guards and officials in charge. While some guards were sympathetic or showed relative leniency, others were harsh and abusive towards the Romanovs. The family's interactions with their captors were often tense and strained. Ultimately, their captivity ended with their execution in the early hours of July 17, 1918. The harsh treatment and deteriorating conditions during their final months in Ekaterinburg contributed to the tragic end of the Romanov family. The individuals who were executed in the early hours of July 17, 1918, in Ekaterinburg, Russia, were Tsar Nicholas II, Tsarina Alexandra, their 5 children, and 4 loyal members of their household. The executed individuals were 1. Tsar Nicholas II, Nicholas II was the last emperor of Russia. He ascended to the throne in 1894 and ruled until his abdication in 1917 during the Russian Revolution. 2. Tsarina Alexandra. Alexandra was the wife of Tsar Nicholas II and the mother of their 5 children. She was born as Princess Alex of Hesse and by Rhine and was a granddaughter of Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. 3. Grand Duchess Olga Nikolaevna. Olga was the eldest daughter of Nicholas II and Alexandra. 4. Grand Duchess Tatiana Nikolaevna. Tatiana was the second daughter of Nicholas II and Alexandra. 5. Grand Duchess Maria Nikolaevna. Maria was the third daughter of Nicholas II and Alexandra. 6. Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna. Anastasia was the fourth daughter of Nicholas II and Alexandra. As mentioned earlier, there were rumors and speculation about her potential survival, but DNA testing has confirmed her death. 7. Tsarevich Alexei Nikolaevich. Alexei was the only son of Nicholas II and Alexandra. He suffered from hemophilia, a hereditary condition that severely affected his health. 8. Dr. Eugene Botkin. Dr. Botkin was the court physician who had remained with the royal family even after their abdication. He was responsible for their medical care. 9. Alexei Trupp. Trupp was a footman who had been in service to the family. 10. Ivan Kharitonov. Kharitonov was a cook who had worked for the Romanovs. 11. Anna Demidova. Demidova was a maid who had been assigned to Alexandra. The bodies of the executed individuals were initially buried in a shallow grave in the woods near Ekaterinburg. Later, their remains were exhumed and moved to various locations before being interred in the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral in St. Petersburg, Russia, in 1998. After their execution, rumors circulated that Anastasia had survived. Several women claimed to be Anastasia, including Anna Anderson, the most famous imposter. However, DNA testing conducted in the 1990s conclusively proved that Anastasia and her family had been executed, and Anna Anderson was not the real Anastasia. The execution of Tsar Nicholas II and his family was carried out by the Bolsheviks, who had come to power during the Russian Revolution in 1917. There were several reasons why the Bolsheviks decided to execute the Romanov family. Elimination of the monarchy. The Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, aimed to establish a communist state in Russia and believed that the existence of the Romanov dynasty posed a threat to their revolution. By executing the Tsar and his family, they sought to eliminate any potential rallying point for counter-revolutionary forces. Fear of rescue or escape. The Bolsheviks were concerned that the Romanovs might be rescued or escape, which could lead to their return to power or become a rallying point for anti-Bolshevik forces. By executing them, the Bolsheviks sought to eliminate any possibility of their return. Symbolic significance. The execution of the Romanov family served as a powerful symbol of the Bolsheviks' determination to eradicate the old order and establish their own regime. It sent a clear message that the monarchy was abolished and that a new era had begun. It is worth noting that the decision to execute the Romanovs was made by local Soviet authorities in Ekaterinburg, rather than a central decision by the Bolshevik leadership in Moscow. The exact details of the decision-making process and the individuals involved have been a subject of historical debate. Anastasia's story has captured the imagination of people worldwide, and her tragic fate has made her a symbol of the end of the Romanov dynasty and the fall of Imperial Russia. Her legacy continues to be remembered through various books, movies, and cultural depictions, which often romanticize her life and speculate about the possibility of her survival. The mystery surrounding her fate and the romantic notion of a lost princess surviving against all odds fascinated people around the world. The media played a significant role in perpetuating the rumors, often publishing stories and speculations about Anastasia's possible survival. The imposter Anna Anderson, who claimed to be Anastasia, garnered considerable attention. Many people wanted to believe her story, and her claim attracted both sympathizers and skeptics. The case went to court, and numerous individuals, including Anastasia's relatives and acquaintances, were called to testify. The legal battle surrounding Anna Anderson's claim further fueled public interest and speculation. It wasn't until the discovery of the Romanovs' remains in 1991 and its subsequent DNA testing that the rumors were definitively put to rest. The scientific evidence conclusively proved that Anastasia and her family had been executed, bringing closure to the long-standing mystery. Overall, the rumors about Anastasia's survival had a profound impact on her family, prolonging their grief and hope for a reunion. In the public sphere, the fascination with Anastasia's fate captured the imagination and generated widespread interest, making her an enduring figure of intrigue and romanticism. The speculation and theories surrounding Anastasia's possible survival were fueled by the initial lack of concrete evidence regarding the fate of the Romanov family. There have been several movies and books inspired by the story of Anastasia Nikolaevna. Here are some notable examples. Movies. A. Anastasia, 1997. This animated musical film produced by 20th Century Fox tells a fictionalized story of Anastasia surviving the execution and suffering from amnesia. The film follows her journey to discover her true identity. It features the voices of Meg Ryan, John Cusack, and Christopher Lloyd. B. Anastasia, The Mystery of Anna, 1986. This made-for-TV movie explores the possibility of Anastasia's survival. It follows the life of Anna Anderson, a woman who claimed to be Anastasia, and her struggle to prove her identity. Amy Irving portrays Anna Anderson. C. Anastasia, 1956. This historical drama film stars Ingrid Bergman as Anna Karev, a woman who believes she is Anastasia. The story revolves around her meeting with Prince Baunine, played by Yul Brynner, who helps her impersonate the lost princess. Books. A. Anastasia, The Last Grand Duchess by Carolyn Meyer. This young adult novel presents a fictionalized account of Anastasia's life, exploring her experiences as a member of the Russian royal family and the events leading up to their tragic end. B. The Romanovs, The Final Chapter by Robert K. Massey. This nonfiction book delves into the history of the Romanov family, including Anastasia, and provides an in-depth examination of the discovery and identification of their remains. C. Anastasia's Secret by Suzanne Dunlap. This historical fiction novel follows the life of Anastasia as she navigates the political and social upheaval in Russia. It imagines her experiences and relationships leading up to the revolution. These are just a few examples of the movies and books inspired by Anastasia Nikolaevna. Her story continues to captivate audiences and inspire creative interpretations in various forms of media. Help us reach a wider audience by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your support goes a long way in helping us create more awesome videos.